It's November 8th, and 4 weeks ago, I was down here in Slocum, Alabama, and we checked these bees for mites and discovered we had a significant problem. So I put the first dose of Apigard in these colonies, and today I want to show you the rest of the story. This is the first colony that we tested for mites 4 weeks ago. You can see we had 26 in there on October 11th, and we had at least some mites in all these colonies I checked. One of the colonies even had 75 mites in it, which is unheard of. I've never had that many mites in a test before, so we had to treat, and I put a full dose of Apigard on them that day. The temperatures were conducive for that, so it was not an issue at all, I don't believe. I came back a week later and I hit them hard with oxalic acid vapor. I hit them with 4 grams per box, so these double deeps got 8. If it was a deep and a medium, I hit them with 4 total, and of course single deeps just got 4. Now that is higher than the recommended dose, I know that, but you know, I just felt like I needed to get the mites under control, and you can see we do still have bees, and so I'm not recommending you do that. I'm just being transparent, upfront, and honest as to what I did. A week after that oxalic acid vapor treatment, I came out here and I applied another half dose of Apigard. The temperatures are going to be pretty hot, and so I felt like that would be the wise thing to do. Last week I came out and did one more half dose of Apigard, and then today we're going to see what the results are. Let's do a deep dive and see what we have. As you can see, we got a lot of bees in here. You can see they've actually pulled the paper or cardboard material out of the little card for the Apigard. I really expect to see less brood than normal in these colonies because the Apigard will, I believe, shut the queen down a little bit. I haven't used Apigard a lot in the past, so this is kind of a learning experience for me, and I'll bring you along for the ride. And what we have here is just mostly food coming in. They must be getting a little nectar from somewhere. They're storing something. Little patch of brood right here. They're trying to put some nectar in from somewhere. I'm not sure if that's been in here a while or if it's fresh. It looks like it's been in there a while, so shaking it, none of the nectar comes out. So that's probably nectar that came in during the fall flow that they are in the process of curing. Same thing here, nectar on this frame. Not really seeing a lot of evidence of reproduction going on in this box. They do have some decent food stores in here though. Let's look in the bottom box. Let's see if they completely shut off the brood or if there's a little bit down here in the bottom. I do really like this Hive tool from Hive Alive. It's just a little thicker, a little tougher. It's also painted bright colors, so it's easy to find if you lose it or if you misplace it. Got pollen on that frame, but really nothing else. This was a queen that I grafted back in, I think it was in May maybe, somewhere in the late spring. We do have some brood on this frame, as you can see. Looks healthy. I'd rather have some open brood if I can find it, but I just don't know what I'm going to see in here. We have some open brood on this frame, and she's laying up this frame. We're going to use these bees in our sample. I don't see the queen on there anywhere, so we'll shake them. It's okay if the foragers fly off. You want the nurse bees to stick around for the sample. Yeah, we got some open brood on this frame as well. Once again, looking for the queen. Don't see her, shake. I'm looking here for her. I'm only putting this down here for the video. I normally wouldn't do that. Don't want to risk spilling this on the bees because it'll kill them. Okay, half a cup. We'll shake them for a minute. I'm certainly hoping we see an improvement. There's a little debris in there, but I don't think I'm seeing any mites, so I'm gonna call it a 0. We're good. Wow, 100% knockdown on this colony. I like seeing that 0 right there. That's awesome. It's a little single deep that had 3 mites in it 4 weeks ago. The population, I think, is similar to what it was 4 weeks ago. I'll move the shim here. I think they had a fair amount of brood in here, though. They were growing. Let's see if they've got any food over here. They are very light. I don't see any food on that frame. I may have split with this colony early in the spring last year. I can't remember. I think they got to be reasonably strong, but I can't remember for sure. Yeah, there's a little bit of uncapped nectar / honey right there, but it looks like it's pretty dry. Little honey right through here. A little bit of old brood right there, just a little tiny bit. But I'm seeing eggs being laid up in those other cells. Yeah, we got a little patch of brood there. I'm gonna have to take the sample from this frame. Looks like 0 mites. There is one little black dot down there, but I don't think it's a mite. Even if it is, it's not a big deal. This one had 7. Still got a little of the Apigard on here from last week's treatment. Not a lot of bees in this top box. These bees are propolizers, though. Not a lot of bees, period. Kind of a similar story to the other colonies. A little nectar coming in, or a little nectar being stored. Propolis build up here. That's a food frame. Oops. Pretty nice frame of brood right there. Another nice frame of brood. Really no significant open brood that I've seen so far. Got some open brood on that frame. I don't see the queen. I'm seeing 3 mites. Not perfect, but within threshold. So it still has 3 mites, and it didn't take them all the way down to 0, and I wonder if it's because this is a double deep and most of the bees are in the bottom. Maybe the Apigard wasn't as close to the bees and the brood as it needed to be. Now for the big question. Did the treatments help the colony that had 75 mites in it? The answer is, it's a dead out. When I went through that colony 4 weeks ago, the bees looked very unhealthy, and my theory immediately was that they had a mite load, which they did. It was a 75 mite load. It was ridiculous. Went ahead and treated them that day with the full dose of Apigard, like I treated the rest of them. The oxalic acid vapor the next week. And then I came back a week later, and there were still some bees in there, though they had condensed way down. There weren't a lot of bees that first time, but they were even weaker. But the mite count was 6. I took a check on them. That was 2 weeks ago today, and the count was 6 mites. See right there, I put 1025. 6 mites. Last week I came out here when I was applying the last dose and the bees had died out, and you can see I just tipped them on end right here. You see the pollen on the bottom board there. The bees have pretty much cleaned this box completely out now, so it's a sad story, but not completely unexpected, as sick as they were and as many mites as they had. I do feel positive about treating them though, because with the mites knocked way back, maybe that prevented them from being a mite bomb for these other colonies out here. I want to do one more colony here. This is a super strong, or it has been a super strong colony. It's actually a triple deep. I'm not sure if this top box has really been full of bees or if I just put it on here to help the bees protect it. But obviously I felt like they could if it's a triple deep. See how the big strong colony like this has responded to the treatments. I didn't do a pre-treatment test on them. So ooh, they've got it glued down, whatever they're doing. Man, there we go. Yeah, not a lot of bees in this top box. That's probably why I put a shim below that top box for the actual treatments of Apigard. See the shim right here? I really don't like to go triple deeps or really anything over a double deep in winter. but I think I probably just had this box on here to protect it. Probably was from a dead out or another weak colony. If you look here close, you can see there's still a little apigard on this card, but the bees have been removing the paper part of the card out of there. They are industrious little things, and if you look right here, you'll see too, they've propolized around that card. Some bees will almost completely enclose the card with propolis, and this colony was kind of working on that. So nice amount of food right here, uncapped nectar / honey. Yeah, this box is heavy. This is how I'd like all my colonies to be. Don't remember the origin of this colony, if it was from a swarm or a split or what. Uncapped honey here, capped honey there, and pollen. Pretty cool. Not seeing any brood up here, so I'm going to remove this box, go into the bottom one and pull a sample. Oh, that's heavy. Hive has plenty of weight on it for winter. Nice population of bees down here. These bees have definitely propolized. Seems like just a healthy colony. Lots of propolis. They are a little feisty though, but I'm not sure why. Overall, my bees are nicer, but I do still have a few that are a little bit unhappy with me at times. Got some brood here, open brood. Not a great pattern. No queen in sight. I'm seeing some pollen on these bees as well. It'll be right there with quite a bit of pollen on its legs, so we got pollen coming in from somewhere. 0 mites, that's good news. Maybe that's why the colony looks so healthy. Let's go peek in on this late season swarm that moved in. I showed it to you in that last video out here. We still have some bees in there. Just kind of letting them do their thing. Maybe they won't make it through the winter. Maybe they will. I'm going to do some open feeding. You see I've got this black tote right here. I think it's a 25-gallon container. I put pine straw in there to help keep the bees from drowning. The container has holes drilled on the side for the bees to go in and out of. The bees are just up there on the top of the hill. I want to do this to help just get these queens stimulated a little bit after the apigard treatments, and to help them put a little more food away in preparation for winter. I'm going to let it agitate a little bit and make sure it's mixed up good. I did go ahead and put some Hive Alive supplement in there to help preserve the syrup and improve the health of the bees. I'm excited about the results of the mite tests. I hate I lost the colony that had 75 mites in it, but I kind of anticipated it. Hopefully the mite treatments we did knocked the mites down before they died enough that they were not a mite bomb in other colonies. Over the next few weeks, I'll be checking weights on the colonies still. We'll be condensing space. We'll get the bee yards cleaned up some, just whatever we need to do to help the bees have the best chance to get through winter. I think I'm gonna lay off on mite treatments for a while. I think they're in pretty good shape right now. I hit them hard, and I think it was effective. Gonna go ahead and feed them, help stimulate those queens a little bit. Kind of going into a holding pattern a little bit here. I anticipate treating again in December using a series of oxalic acid vapor treatments, and maybe we can have some healthy bees coming into 2025. I'm gonna leave a link for the video where we found the mite problems and treated with Apigard right here. We'll see you next time.